I'm gonna tear your heart. No! Not the python! Ah! Below the Stone. Free demo available now.
The Sin virus is rapidly spreading its tendrils across the city. Your mission? Burn it out. Purge it at absolutely any cost.
Clench your holes, kids. We're entering paradise airspace. Johnny Turbo is our primary target. That tongueless prick's gone silent. The boy's been compromised.
Best make this a quick trip. Paradise isn't the place you want to be for long. All aboard the pain train, sir.
Rejoice, for paradise is sin, and I see all. We will consume until all dream as one.
You must have known you'd end up on the other side of the barrel at some point, Johnny. What a disappointment.
You run, you hide, you fight, all of it a meaningless charade. You dare stand before me? You who is but blood and dust. You cannot live in a world without sin.
Sir, go fuck them up.
Johnny, listen. What I'm giving you is temporary. If you don't get the full surgery in 8 months, you're gone. All your thoughts, your memories, everything that makes you you, fade.
Come on now, Johnny. I know you can do much better than this.
Now is the era of infinite sin!
Turbo Overkill, now available on PC from Apogee Entertainment. Coming to consoles later this year. Soundtrack now available on all major music platforms.
Don't be shy.
All those upgrades, and you never did get yourself a chainsaw dick. What a waste.
Journey, the time we put in is a commendable feat. Yeah. So I'm glad I chose a partner that always brings the best out of me. Yeah. You never tuck your tail and run. When faced with some adversity, I'm proud of the father we come. Glad I got you on my team, fam. We see some smiles, we see some frowns, we see some ups, we see some downs, we see some bright days and some dark nights. But I'm grateful that you stuck around. I know forever has never been promised, but I'm gonna ride with you till it's through. A bittersweet feeling, to be honest. Till it's all done, it's me and you. Yeah. They say bonds like we got don't last, but sometimes they thrive while some break like glass. Which time we slow down, but it goes so fast. It's time to go now, at least we had a blast. They say bonds like we got don't last, but sometimes they thrive while some break like glass. Which time we slow down, but it goes so fast. If it's time to go now, at least we had a blast.
It can be like this forever, but as long as I feel this way, I will let you carry me. No, there ain't no time to waste. From the bottom to the top.
From the bottom to the top, don't stop.
You say it's just another day. I feel the air is saying I'm so. Guess I'm on my way.
world is full of stories, and from time to time, they permit themselves to be told.
I am back.
Hello everyone, it's Trisha Hirschberger here, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to another exciting Apogee Weekly live stream. As always, don't forget to follow Apogee on your favorite social media platforms and keep those eyes peeled for some incredible giveaways coming at you hot in chat. I heard rumors that even Apogee relics signed by the legendary John Romero himself might be up for grabs. The free demo of Vexlands, Apogee's first developed game in 26 years. So this demo is available on Steam, GOG, and the Epic Game Store right now. Vexlands is a realm of endless surprises where every newly opened space reveals loot, resources, dungeons, monsters, and disasters. You'll have the chance to build your village, craft new equipment, and explore uncharted areas while uncovering the secrets of those who came before and the mysteries behind these cursed lands. We'll be chatting with one of id Software's founding members and the creator of the ever-ludicrous Dopefish, Tom Hall. We'll dive into the creation of iconic games like Wolfenstein 3D, Commander Keen, Rise of the Triad, and more. Speaking of Rise of the Triad, don't forget that the Ludicrous Edition Remaster is available right now on all platforms. Oh, and there's more. The upcoming game Lucid has just 1 week remaining in its Kickstarter campaign. Backer tiers even include designing enemies, alpha betas, and more. Get ready to experience a crystalline world torn apart by calamity, where you'll absorb powerful abilities, expand your movement, and face a diverse cast of enemies and bosses, all wrapped in gorgeous pixel art inspired by the golden age of 2D side-scrollers. But wait, there's actually even more than that. Fresh off the press, Apogee Entertainment has just announced its publication of Wizardom, a retro-inspired FPS with a focus on action and light puzzles. It blends the best features of classic fantasy shooters from the 90s with some modern twists for a truly unique experience. You'll fight against chaos that roams the land, smash, burn, and loot your way through. You can even download the free demo today. Just type command Wizardom in the chat to get started. All right, no more waiting around. It is time to delve into the updated free demo of Below the Stone. Now, in Below the Stone, if you have not tried out this game before, you'll need your hard hat, a pickaxe, and the Earth Mother's Call as you clear pathways through the kingdom's increasingly perilous layers. You'll hunt for treasure across stony hollows, magma-spouting volcanic depths, and crystal-filled caverns. And each of these biomes comes with its own characters, local flora, and area-specific enemies that call for different equipment and play styles, to say the least. Now, every expedition requires a very careful calculation. You can venture through naturally occurring pathways to complete mission objectives, or carve through fully destructible rock walls to find secret dungeons and shortcuts. But beware, going too deep may lead to losing gear in failed runs. Balancing progression, resource management, and greed is crucial to every odyssey into the unknown. You can deposit valuable loot and gear in above-ground banks in between cave dives so that you may have them for the future. So, in this rocky roguelike, mining dwarves explore the kingdom of Dragus. You must leave no stone unturned. And it was voted top 3 favorite indie at OTK Games Expo in 2022. And a top 2 favorite indie game at Too Many Games in 2022 and 2023. So Below the Stone really invites explorers to dive into procedurally generated caves where unknown risks and rewards await. Now, early access, like I said, is set to release Wednesday, November 17th on Steam for PC and GOG, with a later arrival on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series X and S in 2024. Aspiring excavators can check out a new demo as part of the Steam Next Fest. And like I said, that is available starting Monday, October 9th. So yes, available. Okay, here we go. Diving into the gameplay. I've been talking about it so long. I'm like, now I gotta play. I'm gonna pick up. This is probably where we left off last time I streamed this. So let's see. Here we go. We are in. So this is that area that we can deposit stuff and kind of get ready for our next run. Now let me re-familiarize myself here. I've got a mining helmet, some copper shoulders, and a tin chest plate, which are going to help give me resistance when we're underground. I do have a tin axe, which does 5 damage. My rusty pickaxe does 4 mining, but only 2 damage. And then my rusty sword does 3 damage. So, I mean, the best way to go is going to be my tin axe. I do have some crossbow bolts, but I don't have an actual crossbow. And I feel like I should probably drop off my tin and my coal right up here before we go any further. So, gonna drop it off. Ooh, take that. Take that. The glowweed is pretty nice, but I have a lot of it. So, we'll hold on to that, I think. I mean, a crossbow bolt, if I find a crossbow down there, that would be great. It can ignite enemies. Maybe I'll hold on. Maybe I'll hold on to that. We'll see what happens. All right, so feeling pretty good about this. Let's go for a run. Famous last words. Feeling pretty good about this. Ha 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 ha. Trisha. All right, so look at these rewards. Definitely slay 5 bats. We can make that happen. Collect 8 coal. Totally. I don't know that we're going to collect 24 prismium ore because I think we need a fancier pickaxe for that if I remember correctly. Collect 12 glowweed. I wonder if what we bring in counts. It probably doesn't. So let's do that. We'll make that our day. And here we go. So what I want to do as I delve into the depths here is get at least 1, maybe all the way up to 3 of my goals done. And then try to get out of here alive. That's the hard part. 9, that's not glowweed. Although it does look like there's some down here. So I'm going to switch to my pickaxe. And just, you know, do some mining. I see a shiny in here. There we go. Got some of that coal I was hoping for. Ah! Hold on. Switch back to the axe. No! Did I mention that combat in this game is not easy? There we go. There we go. Oh, here's one of the bats. I do need bats. I'm gonna wait till he stops and then take him out. All right. Now, you know what I should have done a while ago is Whoa! I was looking at the glowweed and there's a freaking... Okay. Now that I've used my glowweed, we can see a little farther. Hopefully that will help. All right. Switch to my pickaxe. If nothing else, then to come get some more glowweed. There's a shiny up here that is not one of my objectives that I need. Oh, I can't mine that yet. It's so sad. It's so sad. I am going to eat. I'm just going to nosh on a mushroom to heal myself real quick. And put myself on the axe just in case anything else decides, like this slime, to jump out at us. Get out of here, slime. I don't want it. Okay, there's more stuff we can't mine, but we can get that glowweed. More mushrooms. They're just going to be very, very helpful. Boop, boop. All right, I'm trying to learn what the range is on this axe. Better, certainly better. Get out of here. I should have done the goal where we slayed slimes. Okay, there's this like turnip guy. I don't know what his deal is. But whatever he's selling, I don't want any. Same thing with that turnip guy. Oh yeah, he's gonna run at us. Oh, look at that. But we can kind of wait till he knocks himself out a little bit at the wall and then take him down. More mushrooms, more glowweed. How much more? Okay, we're halfway to our glowweed goal. We're still looking out for... Oh no, these turnips. And they're gonna charge and then I'm gonna be screwed. I guess if I can get them before they charge. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Oh, I see them in the ground there. I see those dudes. I don't want any of that. Although my glowweed's almost out. It's a good thing I've been collecting all this glowweed. Oh, there's a bat. I need the... Oh, stinker. Before the bat wakes up. Okay, I need more glowweed. It's a little dark. Let's take out this slimy guy. And then glowweed again. Great. Back in the fray. I need 3 more bats. And a whole bunch more coal. Some more glowweed as well. Okay, got that guy. Glowweed? 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 No? No? You don't want to give me any, huh? Okay, maybe up here. Nope. Ooh. Let's do a little mining over here. Here we go. Getting some coal. Now that I have all my coal, if I wanted to call the escape pod and start the, like, escape sequence, I could. But, because I'm a little bit of a loot goblin personally, I am going to see if I can get my other goals complete before we do that. Now, that being said, that could all be in vain because the escape sequence is real hard, y'all. And I die a lot, and then everything I did was for nothing. This is what I've learned playing Below the Stone. But it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge and a good freaking time. I could get more. Looks like there's more coal down here. And now we're in a circle right kind of back to where we started. Were there more bats near where we started? I don't know. I need bats and I need glowweed. Okay. Glowweed? Glowweed? Lots of little tiny baby mushrooms down here this time. Slimes. And lots of slimes. Okay, there was some glowweed. That was a win for us. One more. Oh, so many slimes! Why? No! No! So many slimes. Oh, and now a big guy, he's gonna fall apart into smaller guys. And the smaller guys are faster. My glowweed went at the exact same time. You get 2 minutes on a glowweed, by the way. Hey, come on. I know you can't just button mash. All right. I still need bats. If I'm gonna do this, I still need bats. Oh, there's a bat. Hey! Asking you shall receive. Hey, little bat. Another one. Love it. Of course, I didn't time that swing correctly. All right, we have now completed all of our goals. So I'm gonna nosh on a couple little mushrooms here as I'm running away from this dude who is much faster than I am running away. All right, let's go back to yum, 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 yum. All right, we're gonna call the escape pod. There is something going on in our journal though. It says left on D-pad, but I'm playing with mouse. So let's see. That's not my journal. J is my journal. Okay. Call the escape pod. So now I have to survive in this area the entire time as they're sending dudes my way. It's terrifying. Like, look at this. What is all that? I don't even... Nope. Okay. Run! I'm just gonna keep circling. Hit! What's going on? Why am I... Do I have like a spider web over my face? What's happening? No! Turnips! Rude. Freaking rude. That spider is slowing me down, and I'm not here for it. I don't like... Maybe I need to use those rocks to my advantage. I'm gonna try to use the environment here. I'm just swinging and running. That is it. Get in! Yes! And I made it out with all 3 goals complete. Y'all, this may be a below the stone win for, like, this might be a record for me. Challenge rewards, I got some money. I got some treasure. I have 222 gold now. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. You've successfully survived your first cave descent. So yeah, on this installed in my first cave descent. Enjoy the demo for as long as you'd like. Your progress will be saved here at the kingdom if you launch the demo again. If you enjoyed playing, sign up for our newsletter on the main menu for future news like early access. Huzzah! Okay. Ooh. So let's just take a look. Let's just take... What is that? We got Jaren's mask. Are you freaking kidding me? Jaren's head drawn on a primitive cardboard, most likely by the kobolds. I mean, my mining helmet's only resistance 2, and Jaren's mask is resistance 5, so we obviously have to go with that. I also got some bat poop, it looks like, and some copper ore. Okay, well, you know what? That's how we fared today. Now is this gold bag just gonna stay on the floor? But I have all the monies, right? So let's go get some stuff out of this, because we'll see if we can craft some stuff. I don't know. There's even more bat poo. I've got some glowweed. I've got some coal. Now, I don't know. I forget when we were talking to the dev team if they said buy first, craft later, or craft first. Look at that. It looks so silly with Jaren's head. I can't get over how silly that looks. Well, let's just see. So here, I do have money and I could buy some of this stuff. Maybe I'll go for crafting first, buying second. But there are still crossbow bolts. I could buy coal if I needed it. That's interesting. Oh, excuse me. Copper shoulders, I already have. A tin pickaxe would be nice, and it's only 50 gold. I do already have the tin chest plate. I don't know, the copper shoulders are resistance 4, tin are only resistance 2. So let's go see if we can craft a tin pickaxe. And if we can't, I'll come back and buy it. So we're gonna go right over here. Okay. Let's see. A copper pickaxe. I need 6 copper ingot, and I can make... How many can I make right now? I can make 6. Okay, well, let's do that then. Max is going to make 6. Now I can make a copper pickaxe. Craft. Yes. Put that right here, and we're going to get rid of that rusty pickaxe. Nobody needs that for anything. Do I need... Let's see what else. I mean, I guess, are there better swords or better weapons? My tin axe does 5 damage. A bone shaman helmet. Ooh. Let's see what else we have. A copper sword we can't make right now. Can I make a crossbow? I need 6 wood to make a crossbow and I only have 3. I wonder if I can go buy wood. Maybe I could. Let's see. Iron light axe is damage 8. And probably faster. Yeah, a little bit faster. But again, I don't have enough wood for that either. I could make an... Yeah, I don't need the iron pickaxe. The iron sword is damage 7. And better speed. Can I make 6? I can't make 6 iron ingot. But you could get a kobold on a stick. Wow. Okay, look at all this. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, this silver axe. All right, I gotta go back in if I want some of that stuff. That is the answer. Let's see. Okay, thank you, friend. Over there. Let's go back over and see what else we can purchase. So we've got 2 other friends here. Head Explorer. If you die in the caves, no one is going back to save your stuff you lost. Hopes that... Okay, so he's just helping give us information. Now, we could buy potions up here. But let's also... Oh, yeah, and over here, too. Me tricks are tricky, but me must be quickie. For me tricks, you see, you may not be sanctioned by the city. Oh, okay. I don't have any gloves. I could buy some tin gloves, I guess. Yeah, I can't buy wood, sadly. Regen potion minor. Give me a minute to catch my breath. I mean, I should probably buy some gloves. Let's see. Maybe we could craft better gloves than that. The tin gloves were 1 resistance. And this is something that I feel like when you're very used to this game, you know exactly what the various menus hold, and you wouldn't need to go back and forth like I do. All right, looking for gloves. The iron gloves are right there. Resistance 4. Lead gloves are resistance 5. Platinum gloves are resistance. I'm just gonna go buy the gloves. It's fine. I'm just gonna go buy the gloves. I'm going to look and see if there's any potions I want to buy, and then I'm gonna drop some stuff off at the tin gloves are resistant 1. That's not great. Resistance 1? Is that even worth buying? Is that even worth buying? I mean, I guess every little bit helps. Okay, yes, buy. How goes the spelunking? Got anything for me? Aha, I see. So I want to do buy, and then I want to do... Oh, he has 0 left because I think I bought it. Oh, there we go. I see. Can I equip that? Thank you. Okay. Now, what is that? A potato? I have a potato? Now it looks like I do not have anywhere near the stuff for potions. Do any of the potions take bat poop? No. Can I do anything with bat poop? Can I sell at the store the bat poop? I was looking to sell. No, I guess I can't. Unless, here, wait. Oh, it's not even worth 1 coin? I could sell, that's worth 2 coins maybe? I'm trying to look. Yeah. Oh. What? I'm getting a not great price for all these things. I'm gonna go put them in my bank. It's fine. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to save for next time. I don't know why I'm saving bat poo, but I am. I'm gonna save the wood, and I'm going to save the mining helmet and the pickaxe because if I lose my equipment on the next run, I need to have some backups. So I'm gonna keep all that right there in the bank, but I'm gonna keep my glow weed with me because that's very important. You know what? I think I don't need that rusty sword unless I eat it on my next run. So we're gonna put that in there too. Just so we have it for next time. The potato we'll keep. The tin ore, I'm gonna add to my other tin ore. Yes, okay. That all looks good. I'm gonna put this right there. And now I am officially ready, woo, for my next run. But sadly, that's all the time we have today for Below the Stone. Be sure to check out the updated version of the demo on Steam. But up next, we are going to be speaking with the one and only Tom Hall. Stay tuned. Tom, welcome to the stream. It's so nice to have you here today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Now, Tom, where were you making games before Soft Disk? Can you give us a little insight into how you got hired with Soft Disk? Like, did you have to send them games you'd already made as a part of the hiring process?
Well, what happened was high school, I was making short films on Super 8. I was writing stories, writing poetry. I was doing all sorts of stuff and exploring all these different media. And then on June 9th, 1980, my dad got an Apple II Plus computer. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It was so open and cool to program on. And then I made my first games, and they were text adventures, but they were almost as good as ones being published at the time. It's like, wow, I could do this all by myself, and I'm in control of the entire world. So I just did tons of Apple II stuff, and then I got a programming degree at University of Wisconsin-Madison, and I interviewed because making games is a silly dream. You know, I programmed stuff for some learning disabled children, teacher that needed software for them. That was really cool and interesting, and did other stuff like that. But you know, making games, that's a pipe dream. Who would actually do that? So I applied to IBM and Gould and everything like that, and they took me on plan trips and said, "We like you, we like your resume," and they all asked the same question at the end: "Is this what you really want to do?" And I was like, "No, this is boring. I want to make games." So after college, I just sent out tons of resumes, like 50 of them, and got 50 rejections. I was like, "Oh no." But it was later in the year, so I thought maybe, you know, this is a bad time for hiring. So then I sent out 27 a few months later, and one company responded saying, "Wow, you have all this AppleSoft experience, all this machine language programming experience on the Apple II. You're exactly who we need," and that was Sofdisk. So
wow.
So I was going to have a boring programming job and just insisted that I have a fun job, and here I am 36 years later.
You held out for the right one and it paid off.
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, Tom, it seems like you and John Romero also had a really close connection. Please tell us about how you both got along, like especially at the start, and why the chemistry between you both was so strong.
Yeah, so Sofdisk had a competitor, Uptime, and they went out of business. It's like, oh, who can we, you know, poach from them, because they are doing exactly what we do. They're shipping like a monthly software collection every month, sort of magazine on disk, and they had a sort of a managing editor, who was Jay Wilbur, and then they had this amazing programmer submitter, John Romero, who's like, wow, he's a really, you know, really sharp guy. He could just make games and they would just be great. Right? We used to, you know, polish up submitted programs of other people mostly. So he came in there, and there's like, he had already published a whole bunch of stuff on the Apple II, and I was always like shy about doing that for some reason. You know, I had like a ton I could have published, but I should have. But anyway, he had done it. It's like, ooh, you know, amazing. And we just both were massive Apple II nerds, and to this day, I still randomly will question him about Apple II games or programs or something, just to see if I can catch him. But he has like a photographic memory for those things, for all gaming things, and even history. So like, I'll just mention something like, how about Gamma Goblins? Oh yes, of course it was, you know, and talks about who his publisher was and who's the author and like that. And I only, like 35 years later, finally tripped him up, and I named a conversion utility he had never seen.
Wow.
So called NIFM, which is the thing that converts from 16 sector diskettes to 13 sector. You don't need to know what that is, but it's like, it was such a rare, obscure thing. Finally, I found somewhere that there's a little alcove that John didn't know about the Apple II. But anyways, we just sort of bonded so much, and we both had a, you know, funny sense of humor, and so we like to play games together and make each other crack up and make up things. You probably heard the id Software answering machine messages, those we did together, just, you know, riffing off each other. And that's sort of what it's like to be in the office with us. We're constantly doing that kind of dumb joking like that.
I feel like you can tell as the consumer whenever you get to experience something that was created by people who have that kind of fun working environment, like, you know, right away, and it comes through in the work. So
yeah, whether it's just workmanlike or it's a passion, you know, and there's a difference, very much so. And somebody and Brenda points this out to this day, somebody called John and I hetero life mates, which kind of makes sense. Yeah. Does it do it on Google? No. Anyway, during that time, John had like letters on his wall from all these fans, adoring fans, that were writing him about his games. And one night he just looked up on the wall and he goes like, wait a second, all these letters have the same address. What the heck is going on? So he actually called the phone number that was included, and he goes like, who are you? Why are you sending me this weird fan? I thought I had, you know, these adoring fans. And it says like, oh my gosh, I want to publish your games and so on. So that started after some initial ire, that started a conversation about like, hey, we'd love to publish games. Like, well, I'm working with these dudes, and just that snowballed into making a cool game with Apogee, and they gave us pizza money, which was like amazing to do that, and that kind of started the ball rolling of becoming id Software.
I have to ask, what was going through your mind when you found out that it was the same guy writing all these fan letters?
Well, it seemed like, like, is this a scam or something? What, what's the deal? But it's sort of like, Spielberg sneaking onto the lot and starting, making an office in Paramount Pictures or wherever he was, and like acting as if he was, in the movie industry. It was like Scott was just getting his foot in the door to John somehow, and then he can apologize later. And it's a hilarious way to get in touch with somebody. Although I don't know why Romero just wouldn't have responded to like the first letter. It says, "Hey, I'd love to publish some of your games sometime." Like I know that would have been a more direct response to a letter with the contact information. But I guess since the first didn't work, the second had to happen.
Sure, and it makes for a good story for certain.
Yeah, it's hilarious, to look back on.
It is. Now, Apogee and id Software released Commander Keen to the gaming world via shareware in December of 1990. And people may not realize now, because it's more than a generation ago, that Keen rocked the gaming world even before the release of id's 3D masterpieces. What was it like back then? Was it a big surprise? Were you expecting the success that it achieved?
Well, I mean, we knew it was a new thing, which was cool, and not as much of a new thing as like a texture map 3D game, perhaps. But that one night, and I came in, and John Carmack had figured out how to scroll a background of a set of a tile background smoothly in EGA, because he found like a little trick with the wraparound of a buffer or something like that. And it was just like, wow, that I've never, because we were used to like chunky or slow movement of other games, and they were trying to be Mario, and it was really kind of like slow and painful. So it was like, that was just like, wow, I can't believe, the PC is actually doing this. And so he had the little character bouncing around, and they just looked over at the Nintendo Entertainment System in the corner that had Super Mario 3 over there. And it was like, wouldn't it be funny if we made the first level of Super Mario Brothers 3 at night, and that sort of started that, like it was a combination of a new technology and a joke that kind of started our efforts to make a platforming game. And out of that, agendas, and then Romero came in and saw the joke game and was just like, we are so out of here, and sort of the combination of the technology, the idea, how to use it and frame it, and then the realization of potential. Like the three of us just kind of like clicked at that point, and it was like, wow, we could make something cool. And it was initially going to be a demo for Nintendo, but then turning it into Commander Keen sort of was this unique moment where we could be the first to do something on the PC, and it was sort of a taste of that. And then it exploded much bigger in Wolfenstein, of course. But yeah, it was we knew we liked it. We knew it was new and cool, and we just hoped people would be able to see it.
Well, like I said, smashing success. So super, super cool. Tom, there's something I want to get your take on. Apogee bills itself as the original indie publisher. Do you think that's an accurate claim? I mean, I don't even think that indie was a term back, like that was a term used in the industry. But in your opinion, was Apogee a pioneer in this area?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that made Apogee explode, that everybody else was saying, here's a little thing, try buy, and something that was okay. But Scott's Miller model is what really made it blow up, is that you get a whole game complete for you to play and see if you like this kind of game. And then you get 2 more episodes of the same content except cooler and neater or whatever. And that kind of, it's like getting Star Wars for free, and then Empire and Return of the Jedi you pay for it, and it's like, well, I really like that first movie, I'll get the other two. And that really worked, sort of like, as it seemed like a massive generosity, like, of course, twice as much of this content would be great. So I think that sort of exploded and really made them a publisher of independent games, as opposed to just people trying to upload stuff to BBSs. It was right. Early enough that there wasn't like an official place for that, and it was just, you'd have these magazines like, oh, what's this game? I guess I'll download that off of this, obscure phone number. It was like basically, right. It's so primitive, and coming from college where there was an internet, but it was just like a little interconnected college internet, and now it's just like everywhere. It was like they were the right people, the right idea at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if there's a modern day equivalent to that, right? Like, are there probably are, but are there franchises on Steam where the first entire game is free to play, but then the sequels and upgrades cost? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like some of that got supplanted by free to play. Some of it got supplanted by, you can buy a DLC. So DLC is kind of the name of that kind of thing. But like there are other, indie publishers, like developers kind of doing indie stuff. But I think Apogee was the sort of the first great indie publisher that existed.
Yeah. Super cool. What are the chances of ever making another Commander Keen game?
If I had the IP, I would make it today. So if ever I should happen to like communicate with it, I've tried to ping it over the years. So is John, like that, and Carmack. So but now it's kind of like in the umbrella of Microsoft. So maybe that could happen in someday. And I'd love to do it, at least. Finish the trilogy of trilogies would be fantastic.
And if you were able to do it, what type of game do you think it would be given today's technology? Would you make it more retro, 3D engine?
I would have to innovate somehow in an interesting way. So there have been some games that have touched on what I was going to do originally, which was constantly change perspective. So you'd be on a side scroller, and then it will go, and now you're it's a top down things where and now you're from behind, and it's kind of pseudo 3D.
Cool.
And then, but now that there's actual 3D, that would be much different, and it would be something surprising like that sort of gave you, from like Mario Odyssey did a good job of that, of kind of like combining different play styles and so on. So it would be something like that that made it need to happen. I already know what the story is, and I cannot divulge it right now, but but it wraps everything up and even explains sort of more of id Software's mythos. So that's cool.
That is the teaser of all teasers. Thank you for that. Now I'll be thinking about that all day. And maybe someday we'll get to play it. So fingers crossed. Okay, let's move to Wolfenstein 3D for one question. I mean, Wolfenstein 3D invented the FPS genre. How does it feel to be a creator of one of the most successful gaming genres to date?
I mean, who gets the honor of designing the fundamentals of the first thing? Like, I came up with the set of weapons and the first level of a first-person shooter, and it's just like, it was just like, well, this makes sense, and now it's just sort of like part of what people do, and fought for push walls in there to make sure there was some secrets and stuff like that. But the just sort of inventing that language is the biggest honor I could have as a designer. It's just like, wow, I was there at the right time, and people came together, and we made the first of a thing, like making a platforming or something, and now there's a different genre that we made up.
Yeah,
that's literally crazy.
It is so cool.
Yeah.
Claps all around. Chat, give it up. So cool. As you know, Tom, Night Dive Studios made a stellar remaster of Rise of the Triad, a project that you led along with a team of about 6 to 8 people in 1994 and 1995. Would you have ever thought back then that games could live on for decades like this?
Yeah, like back then there weren't a lot of like remakes and remasters or something like that. There was
a
mild indication like Nintendo, oh, you can play this game that was on a previous system, but there wasn't like the culture of like preserving stuff like there is now. And so like that it lives on is fantastic. And it's really fun. And I even made so on that team, William Scarborough, who has since passed on, but he made sort of a test map for all our weapons, and I remade that in Quake 1, but kind of added a bunch of secrets and interesting stuff, and called it the Corpse Yard 2A was the final version of it. And it's one of Romero's favorite deathmatch levels ever. And he plays it to this day, and I had a ton of fun. I mostly made it because all the deathmatch levels were circuitous and had teleporters, but I added teleporters into Doom, and I went through a teleporter, and I have no direction sense. So then, like, it's a brand new level. Where am I? And then rocket hits my head, and I'm dead. A big open level that you couldn't get lost in, and I thought, this is my chance. And then I played against Romero, and he's like pogo sticking on my head with rocket launcher, and it didn't really work out. But I at least had a chance. I knew where I was as I died. So that was nice. But that's all a testament to that original kind of fun design that William kind of had a little gem of, and it's really cool that just elements of it live on. And Quake 3 used jump pads from Rise of the Triad, and so like there were things that were invented that carry on. So it's kind of cool. And even though I did like a little tiny instance of rocket jumping in Doom on one level, just the start of a level I left behind there, I really used it in Rise of the Triad. So like it was part of the idea of the game, like for the first time. So it was cool.
It's super cool. And yeah, I mean, those games, I mean, obviously we still do the Apogee Weekly live streams, but those games people are talking about literally decades later. Do you think that games nowadays are made with the idea that they might be with us for decades? Like, do you think devs have that in mind now when they're thinking up new IP?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I wouldn't say we pioneered it because other people had done that, like back on the Apple II, there was a level editor and load runner and stuff like that. But we tried to make our games, apart from the original compression on Keen, modifiable so that people could have fun with them, and just like, we've made this as much as we could make, but if y'all want to make some more, that's great and have fun. And now that's sort of become a great culture of modding, and it's very exciting for people to be able to make their own personal experience. Like hopefully you buy the stuff that we make, but if you just want to make stuff and have fun on your own, like that is a great thing. And I'm so glad the industries like embrace that and allow people to be creative in the playground that we are so lucky to make.
Yeah, the modding scene is awesome. There's so much creativity there. And as you said, it's so nice that the greater industry has really embraced that and allowed that to flourish in the way that it has.
Yeah, very much.
Super cool. Now, you may have already answered this question, but just in case there's something a little different we haven't heard yet, of all the games you've ever made, which one or two would you like to revisit and perhaps make a sequel to?
Oh my gosh, this is torture. All right, so later in my life, I realized that Commander Keen is a normal kid, and then he has this alter ego of Commander Keen, but both of them, he has a high intellect, and he's like 314 and later 316 IQ or whatever as a joke. But I realized when I was a kid, I was called an egghead, and then I didn't try as hard at school because I didn't want to stand out because I was introverted already. But Commander Keen, in a way, is saying, no, intellect is good. This guy's a hero, and he's really smart, and it's okay and good. And and you should be proud of being smart and being able to think through things. And it's sort of a way of healing my own childhood. So in that sense, it's hard to pick something else. Commander Keen is me. It has a Green Bay Packer football helmet and everything, except debranded. But I have a sort of a deep affinity for Keen's universe, and it's like me in a box, kind of like that. However, I also have an affinity for Anachronox because it told this epic sci-fi tale, and it was really like a combination of Chrono Trigger and epic sci-fi movie series or something like that. It had like an 800-page script, and we got to be so silly and play with so many tropes. Jokes like that, something that's not in the Anachronox movie. I can probably spoil 20-some years later. But you go into somebody's apartment, which is empty, and you just, like in RPG, and you just open a trunk. It's like, oh, here's a nice little heel grease or whatever. Oh my gosh, my watch. But you find an item, and then secretly, when you open the trunk, we teleport the guy that owns the apartment behind you. So you just turn around, it's like, what are you doing to my apartment? It's like, ah. So you get to get that surprise of, like going against all the tropes of all the games that have come before. And we have collectible objects that are called tacos, totally arbitrary collectible objects, which is a gold taco spinning on a stand. There's just a lot of silly, fun things like that. And in there, and in Keen it's Bips, and in Anachronox it's Bipedri, and there's these engineers in overalls, jean overalls, that are little yellow capsule shaped things, which look a lot like minions. I'm just saying. What really seems their function and what they do and how they act, and it's but all ideas are out there in the thought space, and they could have been mutually come to at the same time, but they're very similar.
Also, they may have been inspired.
Yes, quite.
Tom, I don't know if you saw it, but Scott very recently posted some game design advice that you wrote to him over 30 years ago. Yeah. What is it like seeing how you thought so early in your career? Like, if you were to write a similar note now, would it be different?
Yes, it would not have any misspellings, because I'm very, very conscious of misspellings. My mom was a writer and stuff like that, so I'm shocked that there are 2 misspellings in there. Anyway, there wasn't an internet. What am I going to say? But yeah, some of them still hold true. I think some of them still hold true just for the things we were making. So it would be probably more expansive now, as I've touched on many more games. But it was interesting because there's a new book by Rick Rubin called The Creative Act, A Way of Being, which is a fantastic book. Any creative person should read that book right now. It is not, like, oh, I hung out with, Run DMC, or I produced this guy, it was Johnny Cash. It's took him like crazy number of years to write, but he just sort of boils down how the creative process works, how to do it the best, and how to give yourself permission to have time to think about things and play with things. And it's like, that's going to be the Bible for creative people for a long time. It's amazing. So in that sense, when I think Scott asked me for some advice like that, maybe for the other teams or something like that, and in a way, it's like, well, I've never really sort of tried to codify something like this before, and I didn't have time to like write a book about it and think about it for years. So that was just sort of like ad hoc things that I thought were important, but a lot of them, kind of stand true and a lot of them, at least contextually, to what we were making. So it's kind of cool to look back and go like, yeah, that was pretty good. I don't
a little time capsule from back in the day. And don't worry, none of us, we can't spell anything still, even with spell check.
Oh my gosh. No, well, now that I am an adult and have a computer and stuff like that, I can see like a whole page of text and see typos just like, boop, 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 boop. But I was that was just a quick email, so I didn't really do that process.
Well, it's very, very inspirational for a quick email. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool for all of us to see that as well. All right. One last question for you. What is Tom Hall up to nowadays after such a fantastic career already?
Well, I just got done with a few-year stint in VR and AR where we did like really kind of innovative stuff with social spaces and figured out a cool way to kind of go into an arcade game mode and come out of it very naturally. And it was really cool and other cool stuff. And then I now have a job in a secret creative position at a company called Redacted.
Ooh.
I mean,
yes, we often hear of this Redacted company.
I will say it might be action related.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you for that teaser. And thank you so much, Tom, for this incredible journey through gaming history and your insights into the world of Apogee. This has been awesome.
Well, thanks. It's great to talk to you. And then it's been an honor to design games for everybody out there for 36 years. And I don't know if I'll ever retire because I'll just retire and then make more games. So I might as well get paid for it.
I love that attitude. Let's keep making games indefinitely. Again, thank you so much, Tom, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Tom, for this incredible journey through gaming history and your insights into the world of Apogee. It's a real treat. We've got a treasure trove of demos for you all to enjoy during Steam Next Fest, by the way, everyone. Vexland's Wizardom and Below the Stone. Head to Apogee's publisher page on Steam to explore them all. Here's a little teaser for you. We have a surprise in store for you next week. You definitely will not want to miss it. Until then, stay ludicrous and keep gaming.
Hi, my name is David Wise. I'm a video game composer. I've worked on games such as Donkey Kong Country, Star Fox Adventures, Diddy Kong Racing, Snake Pass, Battletoads, Ukulele, games that normally involve an animal. So an animal such as a monkey or an ape or a snake or some reptiles or even a fox. Now, I've been asked to write a couple of tunes for a Kickstarter called Lucid. Now, the main theme has been written by Yuna. It's going to be a very atmospheric, dreamy kind of vibe. And if you want to hear a couple of tracks from me, jump on board the Kickstarter and I'll see you there.